Hi, this is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. Thank you for listening to my channel. In this video, we're going to explore how to shorten the length of your mortgage term. And there's actually a couple of options. But before I get into that topic, don't forget to subscribe to my website here for my newsletter. It's at the bottom of this video, juliamspencer.com. This is where you get all kinds of cool information, coupons for my ebooks, which are also on my website, juliamspencer.com. And I will also periodically send you an email with some cool information or maybe a link to a video that I've made. So this particular video, we're going to focus on how to shorten your mortgage term. Now, if you are like most of us, if you purchase a home, even if you're a home buyer, first-time home buyer, if you had your home for a while, or even if you're just getting a mortgage in order to pull up some of that equity out of your property, you're going to have to get a mortgage. And of course, there's all kinds of mortgage terms. Some of them are 30 years, some of them are 15 years, some of them are 20 years. It's not really worthwhile to do anything below 15 years. That's kind of defeats the purpose because getting a mortgage is actually quite expensive with the closing costs associated with it. So let's just, for the purpose of this example, use a 30-year normal fixed rate mortgage at a decent low interest rate, maybe 4% or something like that. And how can you reduce those 30 years to a shorter amount? So here's a couple of options. Some of the options that I've used, some of them I have not used, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages of each. So I actually have a mortgage that I have pulled up, mortgage that I have for a house. It's actually investment property. And with this property, a couple of years ago, I basically decided that I was going to go to a bi-weekly payment plan. A bi-weekly payment plan is not a bi-monthly payment plan. And I know now we're getting to be probably into a very confusing area, and as I stated before in all my videos, I don't do complicated math. I need to get it down to the KISS model, you know, keep it simple, stupid basically, and so anybody and everybody can understand it. So here's the thing, my particular mortgage here, obviously like every mortgage, is due on the first of the month. It's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and actually my interest rate is 4.25%. It's actually irrelevant what the interest rate is, but it's a 30-year mortgage, and supposedly I'm supposed to make a payment once a month on the first of the month. And it's actually not even late until after the 15th, which is when they give you a fee, and then you can pay it up till the end of the month before they report you if you're late. But this is the logic behind this. A lot of people that have salary jobs basically get paid bi-weekly. Some people get paid twice a month, like especially if you're working for the military or you're a government contractor, you get paid on the 1st and the 15th. It's always been that way. But if you're working for a regular job, a regular salary job, usually it's every 2 weeks. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, that translates to 26 payment periods per year, because there's 52 weeks in a year. Divide that by 2, that's 26 payment periods. Now, if you are paying your mortgage, obviously you're making 12 payments, you're making 1 payment per month. So if you switch your mortgage payments from a monthly payment plan to a bi-weekly payment plan, automatically you're adding 2 extra payments per year, 2 extra half payments per year to your mortgage. So basically you're going to be paying off your mortgage sooner just because you're making an extra payment per year, because you're making 26 half payments instead of making 12 full payments per year. So that's actually quite beneficial. If you contact your mortgage company, most of them will do the switch for you for free. The only thing that I remember I had to do is I had to pay 1 month ahead of time so they can get some time to get that new schedule set up. And now I'm basically getting drafted every 2 weeks. I'm getting drafted half of the payment twice a year. My entire payment then goes, my entire half payment actually, then goes directly to the principal. Now on a 30-year mortgage, I kind of started this a little bit late. I should have done it right when I got the mortgage, but I started this a little bit late. So my mortgage right here is maturing and supposedly in 2042. It's a 30-year mortgage, and it is now maturing in 2037, which is 3, 4, 5 years sooner. So just by making that extra payment per year, I'm getting basically 5 years off my mortgage, which is kind of cool because I got a 30-year mortgage at the same rate and more or less at the same payment, and I'm getting it a 25-year mortgage for a 30-year mortgage deal, which is kind of cool. But the downside, of course, is you are making an extra payment per year, and 2 months out of the year you'll be making 3 payments, 3 half payments instead of 2. And you kind of have to count with that. But if you have a job that pays you every 2 weeks anyways, and that is your only mortgage, it doesn't really matter. In my case, because I have a vacation rental business, my deposits are continuous. I pretty much get payments every 2 or 3 days or so. So it doesn't really matter when they draft it. So this was the most beneficial to me. Now you have to be careful because you have to really read the fine print on this. So if you're getting this kind of deal, sometimes the banks will ask to charge you to switch this payment plan, and if they do, then I would recommend you don't pay the banks any extra money to set up this payment plan. Instead, go into your regular bank account and go to your payments or your regular savings account, whatever, and just automatically take 1/12 of a payment out of your checking account once a month, and basically save up 1 extra payment a year, and then just make that extra payment yourself per year, so that way you don't have to pay them any fees to do it. It takes a little bit of diligence to do that, of course, you know, because you have that extra money sitting there and you're like, okay, I can just go use that for Christmas or whatever. But don't do it, you know, just spend it on the extra mortgage payment and you can get the exact same deal. Now, the one thing that I do have to caution you about is to understand the difference between bi-weekly payments and bi-monthly payments. This is what I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. Bi-monthly payments are only going to benefit you if they apply each half payment immediately. And let me just explain that. Instead of switching to a bi-weekly payment, which equals to 26 half payments per year instead of 24, if you switch your mortgage to a bi-monthly payment, you're not going to be paying any extra money on that mortgage at all. Instead, you're just going to split that one payment that you're supposed to be making once a month into 2 half payments. So you're still making 24 payments per year instead of 26. So it's basically just 12 divided by 2. And the amount stays exactly the same. You're not making any extra amount of payment. But what happens is, since the bank is getting the first half early, 2 weeks early, so they're basically getting it on the 1st or the 5th and the 15th, and if they apply it immediately, then you can just get the savings on that mortgage just by the fact that you're paying, every month you're paying it 2 weeks earlier than you should. Now, this kind of plan usually banks charge for because they're obviously losing money if they apply any kind of money sooner. Also, you have to be careful that when you set up a plan like that, that they don't hold your first payment until they get the second payment, and then they apply the whole payment to the lender or to the actual mortgage loan if it's the bank itself. And that doesn't do anything. That just helps you budget with your checking account, because they're not taking the whole entire big payment all at once. They're splitting it into 2. Kind of useless to do that, actually. So so basically, let me just summarize for you. If you don't want to make any extra payments at all on your mortgage, the best way for you to do that is to set up a bi-monthly payment plan with the bank, but then make sure that each half payment is applied immediately and not held until the second half is received. But if you are okay with getting an extra payment drafted out of your account, your checking account, wherever you pay your mortgage from, which actually translates to bi-weekly payments, you'll be making an extra payment per year, and you'll be paying an extra payment per year, so that's extra money. And if you're doing that, then you don't have to worry about them not applying the money directly, because they'll probably just hold half of it and then make the whole payment once 2 payments are received, and two times a year they make an extra half payment on your mortgage. I hope you haven't lost me. Let me just summarize this again for you, because this was actually, I had to actually get this through my mind as well in the beginning. But if you can make an extra payment a year, that's perfect. You can do that on your own. You can set up a bi-weekly payment plan and make the extra payment that way. If you don't want to make an extra payment, just make sure that if you set up a bi-monthly payment plan with the mortgage company, that they apply each half immediately and don't hold one half until the second half is received. So with that, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. You can reach me by emailing me at realestate@juliamspencer.com. You can also leave me comments right here below this video. You also can subscribe on Facebook, go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter to get new information. Also send me questions, because I actually have a radio show, a weekly radio show. It's at the local radio station here in Savannah, Georgia, where I live. However, you can also go ahead and go to the website of the radio station. There's all kinds of archives of shows that I've done before, and you can also just listen to them there. And the website is wruu.org. So don't forget to subscribe, juliamspencer.com, and I look forward to hear from you soon. Thank you.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.